What's going on, y'all? And yes, I am wearing a heating pad. Hurt my back. And if you wanted me to come back and do these reactions, this is what had to happen. I had to put this on. Anyway, still looking less dusty than the non-amazing Lucas. He did a video about the Hodge twins, aka the conservative twins, and I want to see what he's talking about. You know he's about to be nasty as hell. Anyway, let's see what's going down. Hit the like button, share the video. Also hit the hype button if you haven't already. Let's get into it. See him cry.
Bruh. Oh my goodness. So many of you may not be aware, but
Hey, what's up, Sir Michael? And I think I said what's up, Ren. I'd like to say what's up to everybody in my live chat. And if you want to watch me live stream, check me out on Kick or Twitch.
I did a podcast with the Hodge twins about a few days ago, okay? And it got pretty heated because they got exposed, right? I made them look like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I made them look like the Sambo soldiers that they are. Now, for some reason, people keep on underestimating me.
I count 2 guns, nigga.
And they hit me up. I'm like, yo, what are we talking about? He's like, okay, we're going to be talking about this. You know, let's get a date. I'm like, bet, right? I'm in LA, they in Vegas. So I spend time.
Last time you heard that, Hunter Avalon came over with a wig on. If you know, you know. I'm just saying.
I spend money to come to this podcast. There's me, the Hodge twins, this other black guy, another black guy, and then this Arab, right? The Palestinian. And we're going back and forth. And eventually it's looking bad for them. Now, in my experience, whenever it's looking bad, you usually have someone who tries to come in and, you know, save the video. You know, we've seen this before when, you know, it's like, what's his name? Sam Cheater versus Steven Crowder. And right, they were rushing when they saw it was Sam Cedar. People were rushing.
Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar. What a nightmare. I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was a stand-up.
This was kind of slimy from Sam's part. This was pretty damn slimy, if I remember correctly. He snuck into this debate. This is a debate between Steven Crowder and H3H3, Ethan Klein. And out of nowhere, he was like, well, guess what I got? This person who's been trying to debate you for years. Here, look, debate them instead, even though you didn't agree to. It's pretty snaky.
Guy. This is where we are. Yeah, I told Dave, remember I told you?
So they're getting blasted because I'm bringing up data. I'm bringing up facts. They clearly don't understand per capita versus raw numbers.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Because I asked them, hey, can you give me a stat for black people? And they're like, 1350, you know, 13%. I'm like, okay, watch this. Can you give me a stat for white people? Got him! Well, if they commit 50% of crime, that means they must commit the other rest, right? Right? They didn't have anything, bro. I'm like, that's the point. That right there. So then I go off listing, hey, well, white men, when it comes to
What would be a percentage, right? I guess not if you don't acknowledge them.
crime, when it comes to per capita, when it comes to larceny, when it comes to trafficking, right? Which is what we're dealing with Epstein. When it comes to vandalism, when it comes to embezzlement, when it comes to, right? I'm listing a whole bunch of crimes per capita that are white men, and they're getting upset. Oh, right. When it comes to bestiality, when it comes to, I'm like, oh, what's the bestiality? How many people is that? Right? Doesn't matter. The point that I was making is that you're highlighting this one stat, right? And we're not even looking at the exonerations. We're not looking at the
highlighting one stat. My bad. I know my light's off and all that, but that's what woke people do on a regular basis. And they'll base everything in the world off of that one stat that they found that was catering to whatever their point is. I'm going to be honest, when it comes to the whole naming stats during debate stuff, I'm kind of wary of that. Especially if I didn't have time to research your sources. It's a lot of shady tactics that people do when it comes to this whole debating stuff.
false imprisonments. We're not looking at, we're not looking at any of that. The point is they try and make us the face of crime. I'm like, yo, you looking at one crime. We look at a litany of things, right? And I go and tell them, well, you name me the black person that caused your interest rates to go up. You name me the black person that caused the depression. You name me the black person that caused the recession. You name me a black person that caused your house to be deflated in value. You name me the black person that did that. Then I get them. I'm like, yo, you tell me, because they're just really like losing it. But they get enslaved.
Hey, what's up, Black Wolf? How you doing?
Bro, they get enslaved. That's what's happening, bro. This is light work for me, right? This is because both of them, they share a brain cell. Okay, they passing the brain cell back and forth so they can talk to me. that's what's going on. Cause I'm I'm not even.
They definitely smarter than me. What is this, like weightlifting career jealousy or something? Like what's happening? This ain't really making no sense.
Worried at all. So I asked him again. I'm like, yo, can you name me how black racism? Because that's what they want to say. Oh, everyone's racist. Okay, I was like, can you name me how black racism has negatively impacted white people as a whole?
You say black racism?
I was like, can you name me how black racism has negatively impacted white people as a whole?
Got it.
Black racism.
This mofo brings up, well, what about what about this story with the white girl and everything? I'm like, that's anecdotal. This mofo doesn't know what anecdotal means. As God is my witness, bro. I'm talking to actual retards, and that's why.
This guy here is crazy. Hey, what's up, Blue? How you doing? Good morning. Someone said woke Lucas is a loose sociopath. Yikes, that's intense. How you doing, though, movement?
Tell him. I was like, this is borderline mental retardation. This mofo doesn't know what per capita means. This other mofo doesn't know what what anecdotal means. He's like, I'm telling you, this is proof. I'm like, that's anecdotal, fam. I'm talking about as a whole. He's like, oh, you just see race. And I'm like, what do you mean I just see race? This country was founded off of race, right? We look at the 1790 Naturalization Act. Y'all know what that is? No. I'm like,
so you just see race. I mean, names some random facts, nigga. You just see race. But back in the day, oh, okay. So you just see race. That's all you care about.
That's what they're spamming right now. How's white men of good stock, right? Good moral character. It wasn't until 1860 or whatever that birthright citizenship came involved. And I'm like, yo, if they had not just been racist, if they had just paused on the racism, we wouldn't have to worry about all the immigrants and everything that's happening. You all said black Americans who are descendants from chattel slaves are now considered citizens, so be it. But that's not what they did, right? They said, well, anyone born here can be a citizen. And you see how Trump is trying to say exactly what they meant it for as, hey, this wasn't supposed to be for everyone, it was supposed to be for them. That's the point that I was making. They didn't like that. Then they're trying to tell me, oh, you just dealing in the past. You just dealing.
Is he gonna show a single clip? Like, damn, I don't mind a rant, but it shouldn't be this damn long. Especially if there's no footage, no evidence, no proof. Like, allow us to give our opinion on the damn footage. Like, come on, react to it.
In the past, right? Because of racism. So I'm like, okay, you're trying to act like the past doesn't have an impact on the present or the future. And these dingleberries told me no. Now, I did a whole live stream of this after, because I was blown away by the stupidity. Because I said, this, I'm dealing with the sea of stupidity. That's what I said. Now, I want.
If you don't play it, let me know in the comment section, guys, if you want me to find it and react to it if I can.
I want you to understand, while I'm giving them this work, we have the Palestinian, the pale white Palestinian who's interjecting, right? Trying to say, well, that's not true. That's not true. Oh, what about white people? Oh, it's white people bad, huh? White people. I'm like, who is this? So throughout the interview, I'm telling him, have him have a.
You gonna answer the question, huh? You gonna answer what he's saying?
See, Tell him to have a seat. So he keeps on interjecting. He's like, you don't want any of that. I was like, no, I do. I do want some of that, bro. And tell him to have a seat, because he keeps on peanut gallery, right? Oh, that's not true. Oh, this and that. Oh, what study is that? And I'm like, whose man is this? And he's doing this throughout the interview, right? Throughout the interview. It's literally 3 versus 1, but
I don't think that's was an interview though, bro. Nobody wants to interview you bum. They probably wanted to debate you. But interview? Come on, my nigga. Come on. You're not that important.
every single time I address him and his peanut gallery, they get on me. Hey, it's not, he's not in this. I'm like, is this how y'all conduct the interview? Does he interject like this? And they're like, yeah, sometimes. I'm like, as frequent though? They're like, yeah. Right. Now, we know, as I said before, the only time someone interjects is if you lose in the fight. If you lose in the fight.
Cap. Super cap. What if he just gave an opinion? Or what if you was just saying a bunch of stuff that was not true? Why are you dancing around that? How about you answer that question? Tell me some, well, he's interjecting. Was it true or was it false? Come on, man.
That's when somebody comes in
and if you're like so super intelligent and like way smarter than these people, it shouldn't matter how many people was on panel, right? Like when I debated you and smoked your boots, you had people on panel and I destroyed you anyway. Like, cares?
That's what he's doing, because they're getting blown out. So I'm trying to ignore him. But the first time he was like, oh, we're all N-words, right, to the Jews. And I heard that. I'm like, what the F did you say, right? I get it. I'm not allowing someone to just say the hard R, right, in my presence. Now, no one else responded to it. The 2 black men that were sitting down didn't respond to it. The twins didn't respond to it. I'm the only one. So I'm in a room full of Sambo soldiers, bruh. So I'm in a room, didn't respond to it. The twins didn't respond to it.
One of the other black men.
I'm the only one. And they have this Palestinian. He talks about how he fled Palestine because of what was going on, and now he's with his family. He said to the Jews, we're all N-word. I'm like, you don't say that, right? I don't want to hear that word come out of your mouth, bro. And you have this black man. He's been on videos with the twins before.
He can say whatever you want. Who are you to police a word, bro? Who are you to tell anyone what they can say? I'd have laughed in your face. I'd have just straight laughed at you. You not allowed. I don't want to hear you say that. Then cover your ears, bitch. Dusty Lucas didn't do anything. He is not checking nobody. Facts. Check nobody. He don't even check to see if there's residue on his hat or his shirt. No good person wants to control others. Facts. Why is he always trying to control somebody? And then when you don't listen to what he say or do what he says, then he tries to like call you out your name and label you stuff.
You have him trying to say,
why is he taking footage from a mukbang they doing? What, they eating some nuggets?
Hold on, because I said I'll smack the. I told him I smacked the dog ish out of him. I let him know that you don't do that, or there's going to be a physical repercussion, essentially.
Then you're an nincompoop. Based off of words, you wanted to get physical with somebody, and you real selective with who you do that with. You real selective, because I remember a time when a YouTuber called you out, offered to even pay you, and you tried to get his channel deleted. That's how you get down. You did not want that smoke.
Now, the Hodge twins were like, no, you're not. I was like, listen, you want to bet?
Yeah,
I was like,
not.
I bet you. I told them, I was like, hey, there's no one in this room that's going to be able to stop me from putting hands on him. No one. And they're like, that's not true. I'll be able to stop you. I was like, okay, let's count to 5 and test that, right? You want to count to 5? That's what I told them.
I count 2 guns,
This footage.
I was like, let's count to 5. That's when
Where is this footage? And are you saying that you like tried to assault everyone? Yo, this guy's, he is insane. He is insane.
black dude stuff. He's like, everybody calm down now, calm down. Now, Lucas, he wasn't calling you that. it was the context. I said, I don't give a F about the context. I don't want to hear the N-word coming from this non-melanated, non-black person. I don't want to hear them.
You can say whatever you want.
It's simple as that. So we're getting into it. We go back to the podcast, right? We're going back to the interview. And I tell him, I was like, because it's Keith and I forgot the other one, because I forgot their names. I don't know their freaking names. I don't care. I don't watch their show. And that's why I started off the podcast saying, they're like, so do you watch our show? I was like, no, I don't watch your show. I don't know. Because they were asking, well, what do you think is the difference between us and you? Right? Because they were trying, I think it was Kevin, he was trying to pronounce differentiation and he couldn't pronounce it. He was like, what's the differentiation? I was like, well, one is that I can pronounce differentiation.
Ooh, differentiation. But who gives a damn? Could have just said difference. Fancy smancy. Ooh, I could say the big word. Look at this. I'm supposed to be super pro-black, but I'm over here making fun of black people because they might have mispronounced something, even though he himself mispronounced like 10 words in this one video, bro. I caught it a few times. I was like, did he say it? I just want to make sure. I wasn't even making fun of him. I was just like, maybe I just misheard him. He said, I'm so super. So then that must mean I'm smarter than you. Or people just mess up words sometimes. You the word police, nigga? Who cares?
That's one that separates us, okay? First off. But going back to the past impacts of the present and the future. I was like, Keith, that's the other one. Keith. I was like, do you fly? He was like, yes. I was like, do you do TSA? He was like, yes. I was like, where do you think that came from? That came from 9/11. And they're like, what does 9/11 have to do with anything? I was like, 9/11, right? The reason for that is what caused the Patriot Act. Okay, that's why we have the TSA. He was like, that's how it impacts your life. This man looked at me and said, no, it doesn't. And I'm like, do you not go through TSA? He was like, no, I go through TSA.
Aren't you Patrick Star?
Yep. Do you have to go through the scan and they take off your shoes and stuff? He's like, yeah.
And this is your ID.
That's not affecting
then it impacts your life. He's like, no, it doesn't. I still get to fly.
That's not impacting your life, though, bro. Are you serious? The school I went to had metal detectors. That didn't impact my life. How sensitive you gotta be? Like, what's going on? Hey, what's up, Roy? How you doing? But yeah, how sensitive you gotta be, guy? This sounds insane.
Then take it.
It's not my wallet.
And that's what I was like, okay, this is borderline retardation. You're telling me because you get to fly, TSA doesn't impact your life. And it's like, it obviously does impact your life. What are you talking about?
How?
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
How does that impact your life? Am I bugging? Yo, chat. Somebody tell me, am I tripping? That impacts your life?
I was just awestruck by the level of stupidity that was on display. And it came to racism, right? Because I brought up the study where it talks about, hey, there's a father in the household, that, there's a mother in the household. They live in an affluent neighborhood, right? They're, good income. That one of the factors that will determine if the child will go to prison, okay, is the racial bias of the people around them, racial bias of the white people around them. They lose it. Oh, I don't believe you. I don't believe that. I'm like, you can look it up. What are you talking about? Then this fool starts interjecting whatever. I was like, why don't you shut the F up? Like, that's what you need to do. Shut the F up. So he says something like, blah, 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 blah.
You just said that you wanted to talk to Lucas. You said you wanted to talk to the person. You were fine. We're talking to you. Said you had smoke for them dusty Lucas. Look at his dust check. He didn't even take the dust off of himself before he went to go debate these guys. But you yourself said you were perfectly fine speaking to him. You didn't care. You were super gangster, right? Nobody was able to test you, right? Nobody was able to see. But then now you telling people to shut up and who could talk to you. You are even saying what words can be said. Who the hell are you? Hey, you think you gonna come on my show and police who could say what? Man, I would have went off on you. Where is this clip? I'm gonna have to react to it in another stream. Right, the next live stream. Because that does sound insane. That sounds nuts. This nigga sound like a madman. Sound like Dr. Umar.
Effing N-word.
What did you say, nigga?
I'm like, that's when I get up. That's when I get up. I said, what the F did you say? I said, what the F did you say? The Hodge twins get up. They're like, hey, why are you going towards him, man? Why you getting in his face? I said, I'm not getting in his face. I'm asking him a question. I said, I'm asking him, hey, what the F did you say? So now I got the Hodge twins.
Why did you need to stand up and try to walk towards him and get in his face in order to ask him a question? Like, you sound so stupid.
In front of me, right? The dynamic is insane. I got two black men, right, in front of me protecting a pale Arab Palestinian who had just called me a hard R. Because before he was trying to say, well, I meant it in the context that we're all, N-words. This time he was using it to disparage me, right, as a pejorative. And he was trying to say, why are you getting so upset?
Sensitive ass nigga. Sensitive as hell. And I don't believe you either. Like, I don't believe a word you saying right now.
I'm getting so upset. This is what the Arab guy is saying to me, right? Because I got the Hodge twins right here. They trying to bury it. I don't give. Now, if I really wanted stuff to pop off, that wouldn't matter to me. But I'm like, why don't you? I was like, stand on 10, be a man, say what you said. Didn't you say it? He was like, yeah, I said it. And that's when the Hodge twins was like, it's just a word. And then
it is just a word.
Then we get into the conversation about it's just a word. He's like, you can't allow that word to impact you. I was like, what do you mean I can't allow that word to impact you? What are you talking about? That's the whole point of freaking words, is that they have meanings, right? If I'm getting upset by the words he's using, that doesn't mean that it's it's controlling me. That means I understand. That means he is trying to communicate to me and I understand what he is trying to communicate. That's the same thing when y'all talk about what is a man, what is a woman, right? You can't just say, oh, it's just words, and then be like, well, a man is this and a woman is that. This fool keep.
Shut your ass up. Somebody said, Tachi behind me. Yeah, I got the Koski stuff behind me. I'm a huge Naruto and just overall anime fan. For sure.
He's like, well, that's not true. That's a different thing. He's like, you try to conflate things. You try to conflate the past with the present. You just like destiny. That's what you like. Bro.
Also, how you doing, Naomi? I think that's how you pronounce it. Naomi.
I
said, hell yeah.
Bro, it was crazy. It was crazy. Long story short, they got embarrassed, bro. That's what happened. They got embarrassed. And that's what happens, because I get Keith, or is it Kevin? I get Kevin. Kevin's like, I was like, what are you talking about? That word is disparaging. If you know the history of that word, you know where that word come from? You know what that means? He was like, you know what?
Hey, what's up, 61? I don't know how to pronounce your first name, but how are you doing? How are you?
I was like, why don't you care? You should care, right? He's like, he's talking ill about black people. That's when not Keith, because Keith was on this side, Kevin. That's when Kevin comes out and says, I don't care about black people. I was like, there we go. There we go. All right. Glad you said it. I'm glad we got that on camera. He straight up said, I don't care about black people.
You straight up got all the dust in the world on you. Yo, I just noticed this. This look crazy. Man, and I got like a whole heating pad on because my back is messed up, guys. In case you're wondering what I'm wearing. But what's Lucas' excuse? This look nuts. Lucas. This is inexcusable, my guy. This is inexcusable. You got cat hair. That's more than dandruff. That's definitely not dandruff. That's definitely not dandruff. Yeah, that's nasty work. That look insane. Yeah, Luke. Yo, Lucas, you look wild right now, bro. Look insane, my guy.
And then he was like, and then he heard what he said. And then he was like, wait, let me clarify. Let me clarify. I don't care about any race. Right? We're all just people. We're all just, okay, all right. Mm-hmm. Right? Nothing to say because you already exposed yourself. These are 50-year-old out of shape men with families. They got kids and everything. And this fool's talking about he doesn't care about black people.
Why do you care about the shapes of their body? What's going down right now, Lucas? Why is that your main priority?
Care about myself. That's what they're telling me.
I miss you like a hog miss fly.
I'm like, well, there you go. That's the problem. And he was like, well, if you don't like the country, why don't you go to Africa? I'm like, why don't I go to Africa? Because that's what the Arab said. The Arab told me they both said that to me, fam. Do you understand how much of a mind dazzle that was to hear a Palestinian who would.
Yo, his feelings is hurt. His feelings is hurt as hell. Can't believe they told me to go back to Africa. You niggas, so who cares? Like, why is your feelings that hurt? Especially if you hate America so much. Go somewhere else. If we go wherever you would be happy, and it sounds like Africa would be a nice selection, especially where they film those commercials. And they'd be like, for 5 cents a day, you can sponsor. I'm just saying. You're fitting perfectly over there. That's all I'm saying.
Just fled, right? Tell me, after criticizing what's going on in this country, tell me, hey, why don't you go to Africa? Then you had Keith tell me, why don't you go to Africa? Okay, since we was kings and everything. I was like, what?
Blue said, does he constantly cry? Yes. Correct. That is all he does.
Why are you all saying it like that, right? I was like, why'd you say it like that? Are you aware of the history of Africa? Huh? Were there not kings in Africa? And he was like, I don't care about Africa. I don't know anything about Africa.
I don't care about Africa either. But were there not slaves there? So what's the issue? Like, why are you this upset in 2025?
I was like, then why are you talking? Why you have Africa in your mouth if you don't know anything about Africa, huh?
Africa,
why are you disparaging Africa? Because he was like, if you don't like it here, if it's so bad here, then go to Africa. I was like, what do you mean? What does that mean? What are you talking about? It was insane, Sam. It was absolutely insane. And it got to the point where I was telling them, I was like, if you don't know anything about Africa, why are you bringing up Africa as if it's a bad thing? Furthermore, that mindset of just go to Africa, we wouldn't have this country if we had the same mindset that you two Sambo soldiers have. If we had the mindset of you don't like it, then leave, think about that. What if somebody told the Americans, the settlers, hey, when it came to the British, when it came to no representation, taxation without representation? What happened if somebody said what y'all said, hey, if you don't like it, just leave, okay? Just leave, man. What's the issue?
Sure, crying ass. Nah, he really just cries all day. This is insane.
I was like, no, what did they do? They threw that tea into the water, right? They fought. They bled and fought for this. Because no, it was not about, hey, if you don't like it, then leave. We wouldn't have gotten as far as civil rights. We wouldn't have gotten affirmative action. We wouldn't have gotten the right to vote. And I started listing off all the laws. And they silent. They just...
Listen.
Because I'm just exposing their ignorance. So anyways, it ends... we take a picture. I'm like, I'm not smiling, bro. Because the Arab,
you're soft. He's like, I'm going to take a picture with you, but I'm not going to smile. Then don't take the picture. Like, if you really would have stand for your beliefs, why stay? Why take a picture with them? Man, I wish you would have came to my podcast and tried to stand up and walk up on one of my guests, nigga. What? You haven't seen WWE? Sweet chin music, my nigga. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Always.
I see him, dude. He wanted me to smile in the picture because they have like this wall of pictures that they have and everything. I'm like, I'm not smiling. All right. I'm like, the optics of me smiling right here is horrible. I'm not doing that. So he's like, let's do another one. So I give him a little smirk. I'm like, he's like, okay, he smirks. So he smirks. But I'm not gonna smile, bro. What are we talking about, bro? Right? And
what are we talking about? So you smiled, nigga. Like, what's up with this tough guy stuff?
they get upset because I was like, you have a comprehension problem. So Keith starts getting upset. Man, you done said I have a comprehension problem. You call me stupid. What I should have said is like, what are you getting so upset? I thought they were just words. What? That's what I should have said. But I blanked at the time. But yeah, I was like, you have a comprehension problem. You guys have a comprehension problem. It just is what it is. It's not my fault. And he was like, oh, see, you can't say anything to him because he thinks he knows everything. I'm like, no, you guys are just wrong consistently. It's not my fault. If I say, well, if you say 1 + 1 is 4, and I say, no, that's wrong. Okay. And I say it's 2. And you say then 4 + 4 is 16. I say, no, that's wrong. And then you say 6 + 6 is 37. I say, no, that's wrong. That's not me thinking I'm right. That's you just being consistently wrong because you're dumb. Damn. So that's what it all revolved around, right? And they're trying to tell me, oh, you should get your message out differently. It's the way you say things. I'm like, I don't give a F about how I say things. I say things the way I say things. Don't you guys say things the way you say things? Doesn't Candace and everyone else say things the way they say things? I'm not going to, make my message or water down my message to make it more palatable for the masses because it's not meant for the masses. And now that person.
This nigga could be talking about airplanes and somehow Candace Owens' name is going to pop up. He going to find him a way to just mention Candace Owens' name. He cannot help himself. Did he just say Candace's name? Make my message or water down my message to make it more palatable for the masses because it's not meant for the masses. And now that person who may likes me, they can then deliver the message in a different manner to their audience or to their social circle. And so be it. But I'm not toning down my rhetoric because you upset by it. That had nothing to do with me. Anyways, long story short, that was the gist. Hold on. I could have swore he said something about Candace.
Listen, everyone else say things the way they say things. I'm not going to say things the way you say things. I don't give a F about how I say things. I say things the way I say things. Don't you guys say things the way you say things? Doesn't Candace and everyone else say?
What's wrong with him? What is wrong with him? This dude's crazy, bro. Wow. He's insane. He's obsessed with Candace Owens. You doing a video about the Hodge twins. Candace Owens' name pop up? Like, you kidding me? What world are we living in? Said Dusty is full of ish. I don't think the story is true. He's just talking without showing no proof. Facts. His Dusty story makes no sense. It's all over the place. I agree.
Things the way they say things. I'm not gonna, make my message or water down my message to make it more. You upset by it? That had nothing to do with me. Anyways, long story short, that was the gist of the interview we had.
Like, I'm telling you, he could be making a video about bags of chips. He gonna just come out of nowhere. And I bet Candace eat her chips like this. Yo, come on, dude, this is an obsession. That's a weird obsession you got with Candace Owens, guy.
They got dog walk, bro. That's what happened. Okay. I don't know what they were expecting. I really don't know. But listen, 2 of them versus me, it still wasn't a fair fight because both of them make up like a half of a man. Okay. Both of them make up like a half of a brain, bro. And I'm being generous with the half because it's probably like a quarter. But I don't think they understand the difference between a quarter or a half or a whole. But that's besides the point. Going to the point of this video, the reason why I give you that recap is because allegedly, right? The person who I've been in contact with, I believe is the same Arab guy. He told me that upon me leaving, they kicked him out and fired him.
Wait, you in contact with him after you was gonna beat him up? Let me see this message. When is the interview going to be aired? Why are you hitting him up to ask him when the interview with the Hodge twins is going to be aired? Hey, the twins kicked me out of the studio that night right after you left. Yesterday, they called me and fired me. They're not uploading the episode. So this probably never happened. This probably never happened. Yeah, this got to be made up.
And they don't plan on releasing the episode. They don't plan on releasing the interview. And that's really irritating. So I just want to let you all know, okay, I have the pictures to prove that I was there. You know, I have the emails. I have all that. But I did do the interview. I did fairly well. If I do say so.
You probably went in there and said some disgusting stuff they couldn't show.
I held my own. Okay, I held my own. But he said that they don't plan on releasing the interview. I think that's BS. Okay, I think that's a hot pile of garbage. I'm hoping that this is a troll. That's what I'm hoping. I'm glad that fool got fired because he's racist. As simple as that. Like, what are we talking about? The fact that two black men hired a racist is insane. An undercover racist is crazy. But nevertheless, that's what he relayed to me. I DM'd the Hodge twins on Twitter. I was like, yo, where's the podcast? I got little, clips and...
Wait, so why didn't you hit them up directly the first time? This dude is weird.
Pieces on my phone, but I don't have the full thing. When are you going to release it? So they haven't responded. I'm waiting for a response. So I just want to be transparent because I know many of y'all were like, where's the interview, Louis? We want to see the interview. I should have brought my own recording gear and everything. But like I told y'all before.
You said you got clips in your phone. Where's the clip?
Before I was like, this is, I wasn't really concerned about this. To be honest, it was very much, relaxing because they tried to tell me, oh, I thought this was a waste of our time. I was like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So that's where we're at right now. That's where they have the footage. Okay. I don't have the footage. If they want to release it, which I think they should, because I didn't get reimbursed for anything. They didn't reimburse me for anything. They didn't even give me an Uber, fam. Much less.
You a fool. You went down and you didn't get paid. You told me, I didn't get her Uber, fam. Then nigga, why was you there? You're a weirdo. You came there to fight.
Or the flight or none of that. So the least that they can do is release the interview. And I mean the unedited raw interview. Because I don't lie. I have no reason to lie in situations like this. I tell like it is. Okay.
Nah, you do lie. That's facts. You be lying.
So I just wanted to put that out there and let y'all know where the interview is, what's the holdup, what's going on, just to be transparent with you guys. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not believe. I don't.
Man, shut your ass up. You didn't show a single clip. Not a single clip. I don't believe them for nothing. And I don't think they got to put out a damn thing that they don't want to put out. It was probably a trash interview. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the hype button if you're able to. All that good stuff. Share the video. Watch more videos.